Let's deviate from this and cut across to the SBI press conference.
3 years to get and try and get the recovery order which has been given by the Debt Recovery Tribunal, because many of the assets which this person holds is not in the country but outside, in the UK. And because of the efforts that were taken in a very coordinated manner by all agencies, including the government, the investigative agencies, the enforcement agencies, the diplomatic channels, we have been able to come this far, and this is really a landmark kind of order where there is a worldwide freezing order on his assets. And this came up in the month of May, 30th May to be precise, and then again subsequently in the month of June, on 26th June, there has been an order in the UK court that this has been upheld. So we view this very positively, and we are very, very hopeful that going forward we will be able to recover our money, because that is what we intended to do in the first place, that anyone who games the Indian banking system. And we are very happy to share with you that we have made this progress till now, and also extremely happy that it has been a very good coordinated effort by the government, by the agencies, the investigative agencies who have found out the various assets, as also by the efforts of our External Affairs Ministry, and so many others were involved. And we are very hopeful that in a very short time we would be able to see some positive results on this.
So what is going to be the next step that, and I suppose you will be the lead bank in the consortium of 13 PSBs?
That's right. So we have been the lead bank. All the banks have worked very closely on this. Whenever there is any development which comes to our notice, we have a consortium meeting and decide how to take this forward. The last consortium meeting was held on 30th of May, and post that we went back. So we have appointed councils in London who guide us. There are various laws which operate between different countries, which allows us to go beyond our national borders. And we had to work very hard for this, because in the past we have not had such precedents. So with the efforts that we have made, it was possible to get this worldwide freezing order, and it was also possible to make sure that the UK court, which again, as you know, is they have their own rules and regulations, have actually upheld this, and we can now proceed. So we are working very closely with our councils in London, with the government agencies. We are getting full support from the government, and they are very, very committed to this process, and to see that the money that we have lent comes back, because we want the banking system to be not shortchanged in this manner.
So how much of your dues you expect will be recovered through this, and how soon?
So going by the assets that we have, we feel that it could be a very large amount of the, if not the whole amount. So we have to see finally how much is actually recovered, because the work will go on. But we are very confident that with this kind of order, we should be able to go after all the assets that the person or the group has, so that we are able to maximize our recovery.
So besides the Vijay Mallya case, we have a lot of defaulters who have moved on to Panama and places like that. Are we also working on bilateral channels to work with such defaulters and get them back in a way?
Absolutely. Wherever there is, as far as I can speak for SBI, wherever we have such cases, for us this is one of the most important. We do work with the government agencies and with the external agencies also.
Have you made any progress in other countries like we did in UK?
No, other countries, it would depend on the specific case. So I cannot immediately recall any other case which is being driven so coherently as the one with respect to Vijay Mallya.
So question, how much do you expect your London properties to be valued at? Because a lot of experts are saying that probably there may not be much left in that.
So the assets, there are a lot of assets, so it's a freeze order on all the assets. So each asset we would like to, at the time of recovery, we would like to see that we get the maximum possible value. Now, we would do it in a manner in which we are able to maximize our recoveries. And we are very hopeful and confident that we will be able to come close to that.
Has the process of valuation begun for his UK assets?
Yes. I think we had already appointed valuers and we have a fair idea of how much it is. And as I said that if we were able to, it's a worldwide order, so it could be not just limited to UK. But since he is based in the UK and that is the focus of his.
So you said you have a fair idea of the valuation.
So I cannot tell you immediately the full value, but rough idea I would need to check and come back to you on that. But
what portion of the debt it will cover?
No, so that's what I said at the outset. So it should cover very significant part. As I said, I use the term maximize our recovery to the extent that the debt that we have, a very significant portion of it should come back, if not the full.
So one clarification, you said that it's a worldwide order. I suppose the freeze order was only for the UK assets?
No, they call it a worldwide freezing order, but since this has been given by the UK court, currently it relates to UK, but we can look at it.
You can use that as a precedent to...
We are actually taking the help of our global council, to see that what best can be done with this.
So just wanted to understand one thing.
So we will take, you see the process when you are working globally is slightly different from what it is in India, So we have appointed the best counsels. That also was a very conscious decision taken by the bank, and in conjunction with, we worked with the government, we worked with the agencies who also were able to help us in this, the investigative agencies, our debt recovery tribunal, they had to pass certain orders. And based on that, now if the recovery process is in the UK, we will have to follow the laws which are available in the UK. And why we are happy is that this is a very, very good step in that regard, and it's very unusual.
So just wanted to understand one thing, sir. Will this order give you the right to auction all these properties immediately?
We will
when do you start to when would you start auctioning these properties? And secondly, sir, how would this complement the fugitive economic offenders bill here? And when would you start recoveries from Vijay Mallya's assets in the country?
And so what about the properties in India? What about
No, that process has already been going on. There have been some recoveries already done. It's not that we have recovered a fair amount of, not very large, but some amount of money has been auctioned and disposed of in India and recovered. I think the amount is 963 crores.
963 crores
from Indian properties.
Indian properties.
From the Indian property.
So also how much?
As a consortium or SBI?
This is in the consortium. This is in 963.
And sir, what is your exposure in the consortium to the Mallya thing?
I would
Around
need to check.
6,000 odd crores.
That's
Maximum
right.
is-
That's right. That's right.
And
So
apart
963 crores. Yes.
Apart from London, UK,
Right.
which all country he has got properties?
So it's a whole range. I am not fully. So we are trying to work on that as well. On where it is. So broadly, the message that I wanted to give is that we view this as a very positive development. It has happened because of the efforts that have been taken by all the banks and all the agencies together, and we are very happy that we have got this kind of support from the various government agencies.
And so
Thank you.
when would you start auctioning these properties in London?
No, as I said, we are working very closely. There is a order which is there. There is a High Court Enforcement Order, HCEO it is called. So our counsels in London are advising us how effectively that HCEO can be used.
And so you have made it very clear that you would like to, at least you, SBI, as well as the consortium, I suppose, you would like to use this as a precedent to recover the assets worldwide as far as the Mallya case is concerned?
Whatever best we can do, we intend to do this.
That
Yes.
it's a worldwide order.
It's a worldwide freezing order. It's a worldwide freezing order which we have got.
So, but majority of the assets are in
UK, that's right.
So 963 crore is just 1/10 of the entire amount. What about the rest of it?
So this is completely different. So this is what I have, the answer to 963 crores is the recovery already made from India, from the India assets, which can further go up. Now, what I was here to speak about is what we have been able to do on the global assets, which is a very, very significant development.
Keeping this as a precedent, do we already have a ballpark figure globally? How much money in recovery is stuck for the Indian banking
See,
system overall?
I have given a very clear indication of what we are looking at. We are looking at recovering our entire debt.
No, not in the Vijay Mallya case. In general, how much money from the banking system is
Right.
stuck?
Let me complete. Each case is different. Each case has its own unique manifestation. Overall, the message is that yes, in every case, wherever we have this kind of a situation where there are global assets, we would like to use the same path. But right now, what we wanted to convey to you is that this is a very significant breakthrough which has come, and we hope that this will be a precedent and we will be able to maximize our recovery. I'd like to keep it at that place, you know. हाँ जी, जी बताइए.
सर कितनी बड़ी सफलता इसको आप देखते हैं और जो बैंक का जो बकाया है इसको
हाँ.
रिकवरी करने
हम लोग अभी हैं सर
जी
एक सेकंड सर जी
जी हम थोड़ा
Sir, one more thing. What are the challenges you face in this recovery process?
कोई नहीं रुकिए सर ये में सब कुछ चला जाएगा
Any
I think I have given a fair this thing, correct. हाँ, जी बता.
Sir, but do you think like from the foreign assets the entire recovery is possible?
See, I think I have given a fairly clear view of where we stand now, you know.
At
Correct.
least a percentage, at least over 50% debt is recovered.
We
a different question on Vijay Mallya only. Sir, in his defense,
Right.
he has said that he had written to the government in 2016 and one more and one and a second time as well. So why was his settlement offer not accepted by the government? How less was it when it comes to the recovery from the bank's point of view?
We have no comments on that. We would like to state that right since inception, it is the bankers along with the investigative agencies who have worked together with the full backing and support of the government to be able to try and recover the dues which were due to the banking system. And the part of it has, small part of it has happened in India, and this order we hope will give us a significant leeway in being able to recover from the UK. This is a very important development, and we view it in that context, and we are hopeful going forward that we'll be able to see some results.
Sir, also
हाँ,
the only case
I think I need to speak in Hindi now because these channels have come. तो थोड़ा आपको हम बताने कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि जो हम बता रहे थे कि आपने संवाद माध्यम में देखे होंगे कि कुछ रिपोर्ट्स आए हैं अबाउट विजय माल्या के जो प्रॉपर्टीज़ हैं यूके में कुछ ऑर्डर्स मिले हैं. हम इतना ही बताना चाहते हैं कि ये बहुत अहम एक ऑर्डर है और ये ऑर्डर इस तरह आने के लिए
Yesterday was a breakthrough verdict in the Vijay Mallya case, directing him to pay the 13 banks to whom he owed money. That is the managing director of SBI saying that most of the assets held by Mallya are overseas. They are the leading bank in the consortium of 13 banks and are working very closely with the council in London and the government authorities in order to ensure a recovery. They've also appointed valuers for the same, and they will be following the UK laws while recovering their money. So this does come as quite a reprieve given the massive amount that was owed to a number of PSU banks led by SBI.